Alright. So, this post was called Why I Hate Drinking. Obviously, still do it, but not always happy about it. Because, most people my age drink. No exception. At 21, the first thing I thought of was finally being able to buy drinks on my own without fear of getting in trouble. Like most of my college career before now, had been supplemented with various moments of consumption of alcohol. A side effect of being in a big school. As I said earlier, I'm not really the most social of people in the world, and when I go to parties, I have a hard time interacting. Like most socially awkward guys, I just never know what to say. If I'm engaged in a conversation, I can hold up my hand, but I never know how to make myself interesting enough to approach or, make the first move. Now, obviously, I'm talking about women at parties, but guy cares about meeting dudes. Like, I have enough guy friends I don't need anymore. The only reason a single guy ever goes out to parties is one of two things. A, he's trying to get laid, or B, he is trying to find someone worth being around, who, if she is, he will eventually try to sleep with. Men really only deal with social interactions because of women, which shouldn't really come to a surprise to anybody. Now, this particular night I'm talking about, it's really the story of how every night, it's really the story of every night that I go out to drink. But because it's fresh in my mind, I think sharing it may help people realize the flaws, at least in themselves, or at least be able to laugh at mine, be happy they're not theirs. So, like any night drinking, we pre-gamed a bit, and me realizing almost instantly that I was in a melancholy state of mind, didn't really want to go out to the party. The trait of not wanting to be around people has become a more and more common thing with me. I don't know what it is. Maybe I feel like I can't relate to the everyday guy. Sometimes I feel like I can't relate to my friends. It's like I'm a special case that no one understands the way I'm feeling. Now, before you make any assumptions about my character, let me just kind of put the brakes, stop you there. I know I'm not special. I know everyone has issues. Most people, 1,000 times worse than the next guy. One should always assume that they have it easy, because guess what? Everyone has a tough life. I know that. Sober me knows that incredibly well. Drunk me, well, he just really doesn't care. He knows it doesn't matter. Drunk me, there's one goal in life, and it's being satisfied. Sated, even. Sadly, drunk me thinks being satisfied means focusing on my failures and worries, and it usually doesn't end well. So, as I was saying, here we are, this nice party. In all respects, it really should have been a fun time. I was actually on my way to enjoying myself. My focus was on the music and the beer in my cup. My friends even got me to play a few games, which is a rare event. I have this principle where I don't do things I'm bad at, which is, guess why I never had a girlfriend. But in the middle of a game of Flip Cup, this girl joins in right across from me. We cheers our cups and play the game, and I saw just her. The noise, the game, the people, just were gone. Standing in front of me was this girl with the most innocent face, smiling and laughing. This perfect length brown hair that you could get lost in. Her body was enchanting, moving with the music as if it did so on its own volition. And she spoke. My name's Danielle. Stunned and in awe, I stammered back my own name. Played the game and danced a bit together and sat on a couch in the room next door and talked about whatever. I was in pure bliss. Few moments can be compared with the depth of the emotion I felt at that moment. I wanted to lay next to this girl on a sunny hill and stare at clouds and smell her hair. I wanted to play a game of frisbee with her in newly cut grass. I wanted to teach her to ride a horse and show her how to shoot a gun. For 30 minutes I was in pure what-if bliss. I was happy. Now you can guess where this is going. 20 minutes later I see her arms and legs wrapped around some douchebag, lips locked like she needed his tongue to keep living. Normally, most nights this is the kind of thing that sends me to the corner of the party where I drink in silence until it's time to leave. Now tonight, drunk me must have found it funny because after a few moments of sadness, I was able to resume my night. Now, the kicker came like an M. Night Shyamalan, predictably out of nowhere. Two of my friends are playing Pong against this guy and cute girl. She seems playful, flipping off the opposition, laughing, making jokes, the kind of girl you know would be fun to hang out with. She missed the ball and it bounced towards me. Like anyone, I picked it up to hand it back to her. And her hands touched just for a fraction of a second. Too long. We made eye contact. I swear I saw a hint of a smile flash across her face, then it was over. Cupid had spoken. For the rest of the game, I had tried to figure out how to say, "Hey, my name's Mitch." Never came. By the time I was finally able to work up the courage to say something, she was gone. Green eyes and blonde hair was all it took to steal my heart for the night. When I drink, I do two things I try not to do sober. A, care what people think of me. And B, fall in love with any girl who shows me an ounce of attention. Someday I find her. I tell myself. And until then, I'll just keep drinking. Because the one thing I can do drunk that I can't do sober is convince myself for whatever amount of time that the pretty girl in the black tank top and tight jeans gives half a shit about my feelings. Sometimes it's really nice to pretend. Even if it's only for a fraction of a second.